How
actually
old are you?
24.
He's
You
a baby.
are a little tiny
You're a
child.
baby.
Baby. How old is she?
She's like 22, I think.
Alex, how old are you?
25.
Yeah.
Oh, you're much older. Okay, good.
Yeah, but he's really a good guy. But the problem is that he's created this kind of visceral, this instinctual like attraction with her on a real visceral level, and then he's a good guy too, and so she doesn't really know how to handle. Like it's almost like she's getting hit from both. Like if he was just a good-looking guy, and he was an asshole, like she could probably deal with that. Or if he was just like this kind of, she had this thing for him, she could probably handle. But handling both is really difficult, because I think she feels out of control, and she's not really comfortable with feeling out of control. Whereas an older woman goes, "Oh, you're a good guy, you're credible, and I'm attracted to you, and I can let you drive.
Right.
I'm going to sleep."
Right. I think I'm pretty sure that he gestured towards me as the older woman. I'm pretty sure that I was just referred to as the older. I think no. Yes, I get it.
You know, it's. I think you learn more, and I think you want to relinquish the control. But every woman wants to relinquish the control, but they want to relinquish the control to a guy who they think they can trust, and not wake up and the house is on fire. And I think that is the essence of it. To be, and that's what I'm trying to teach is guys to be these credible dudes who a woman can go, I don't have to be a dude. I don't have to be the dude in this relationship simply because you're pussified and you're a bitch. You're a bitch. And then I have to be mom and dad and everything else, and then I have to be breadwinner, and I gotta worry about your feelings and your crying. It's just too much. And I don't think that and what's funny is even when we've had transgender people, we've had gay men, we've had gay women, and you still find that these gender-specific roles exist even in that. There's the masculine end of it and the feminine, where they still take those roles up.
Right.
Even if it's two gay men.
I just realized about what you said, because when people, you always think of somebody who's, when you want to be with somebody who's trustworthy, but I didn't realize, it's that you want to be someone who you can trust with yourself.
Right.
You are going to not crush me. You're going to take care of me. Right. It's not that I trust that you say you'll be back at 8.
Right.
And you'll be back at 8.
Right.
I trust
know that you're going to take care of me.
Right. That you're going to be a good person.
And that is the attraction, the attraction of that.
Never tried that one. I got to do that. Never even considered it.
What?
Gotta really,
Let me just say this, Harry, for the record. Caroline went to sleep like a little baby on the way here.
Oh, okay. So she trusted you enough to... Okay.
Will wake me up when we get there. I feel like I'm okay.
Right. All right.
I did.
And that's
the trust.
That's true.
It seems like something really insignificant, but it's really not. And I think that is the essence of those subtle things that men don't really take into consideration. Because if I'm driving crazy, then you won't go to I can't go to sleep.
You know what? The number of fights I had with my daughter's father because he was the scariest driver, and yet my last boyfriend, I was always always felt safe because of the way he drives.
Yeah,
sure.
It's all about driving.
But it's also it is. I mean,
all about driving.
But it's even in
figuratively
that,
and literally.
In the context of that, it's I want you to be okay. You should be okay. You should not be frantic and spending energy on something that I can clearly handle. And that becomes the attraction in a sense where it's like, okay, I can take, I always say that life is like this ox cart. Remember the Monty Python when they go bring out your dad, right? Uh-huh. But we don't have to carry all of those bodies. Like let's push off the bodies that we don't need.
Right.
So why should we be out on a date and you have to worry about my driving?
Right.
Like you should, or like I said, I'll take you on a ride on the motorcycle when it gets warm. But I'm very careful about when I ride. I square my body up. I give you a real good base with the handlebars, and so when you hold on me, you feel safe. Now I'm not doing 100 miles an hour.
Not doing wheelies and.
I'm not dipping. I mean, and even if I do, if I'm making them, I'll tap you on the leg and go, okay, hold on, and then you. And so you start to build this. It becomes this trust thing,
right?
And that is really the essence of a relationship when you first meet somebody. When you're on that date, he's supposed to be communicating this without verbally saying it.
But it's backwards because you go with somebody and then you love them and then you grow to trust them. It should be that you trust them and then you decide to love them.
Sure.
Because that was the whole problem. Yes, I did have a boyfriend who obviously cheated since it's my every waking word. And, but I always said, it's like I had complete, total natural love for him, but he eroded every single tiny bit of it by being untrustworthy.
Yeah. Sure, but you can do it in other ways,
and that's a bummer
too.
then because you still have that love, but you got none of the trust, so you just have like a bad feeling all the time.
You can erode that love, and it doesn't have to be with something as malicious as cheating.
Right.
Because in my marriage, I eroded that I wasn't a terrible person at all. What I was too open emotionally, and I didn't take care of myself. So my comedy career wasn't going as well. I got very depressed, and I was letting all that out. So I wasn't credible. Even though I wasn't being a terrible person or doing anything wrong, that love eroded because she can't trust me I can't take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of her? So it can happen. You can erode that love.
Yeah.
Without even being a terrible person.
And I also think it's funny when you say that you have this love, but you don't have this trust. What's interesting about that is I've had multiple consultations where I've done with somebody, well, I love him, and then I go, well, what do you love about him? And they go, well, I love him, and I go, oh, you love the way he cheats on you? And you go, no. You go, love the way he's not trustworthy. Is that what you love that he never really shows up. And then when you go through, you go, wait, I don't really love him. I love the idea that I had about him initially, which he's none of those things. So I'm not really in love with him. I'm in love with some ideal thought about him. And this is like what we were talking about in the loss of parents. If my mom wasn't, you were saying that when your mom passed, she was sick. And I was like, yeah, but she was sick. And so you have to deal with it as it exists.
Right, you have to have the reality in front of you.
Right, you have to be pragmatic about it.
I know.
And
there's a whole theory that this woman, Byron Katie, she's like, what is the lie that you're telling yourself that is making you miserable, that is then clouding your vision of everything else? So the lie is that person was like a really nice person
really awesome.
To begin with.
And they weren't. And they weren't at
no.
all. And then when you really go through it, you realize, God,
I was telling someone about my ex, and I'm like, he lied, he cheated, he smoked, he drank. And my friend goes, sounds like a catch. And it's like, you wouldn't put that on a profile.
Right.
I lie, I cheat. I smoke, I drink. I will not listen to you.
Swipe right.
Exactly.
Right.
Swipe.